Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, Classic / Non-Classic. This is episode number 28, 18, Doubleshot number 2712. First discussing some Doom Patrol, and then of course we're discussing some Peter David's Aquaman. First up from Doom Patrol Volume 2, Brotherhood, which collect issue 713 of Doom Patrol Volume 2. Kind of an interesting set of issues, this one. 7 is noteworthy for being the final issue to feature the Metal Man feature, which just ends with which has them just take on Giganta, which of course, basically, during the course of the battle, the top of her suit starts opening up, almost revealing her chest, but luckily, basically, Metal Man basically are there to sense the chest. And like, she like comes up like, "You pervs!" and it just runs off. And then the book, and the thing is, it just ends with their place blowing up. And I think it was Copper saying, "Well, that's all, folks," because that's the end of the feature. Yes, the whole thing with this one is that there's some scientists here. We do reveal in here that Elastic Woman is in fact goo. Yep, she's got no bones in her body, and the whole thing with her leads into her talking to her strange husband, Steve Dayton, who apparently is living in a normal middle-class house. Though for some reason he doesn't have a mansion anymore. Yeah, he basically probably lost some of his money, so he had to downgrade from his very lavish mansion to this middle-class house. And she accuses him of manipulating her, and of course her whole thing ends with basically her going giant size and basically just threatening him and the cliffhanger. Most of the time the book has some stuff with the middleman, with Doom Patrol doing like this whole thing with Invicta, but not Doom Patrol themselves. Yeah, they're still on Oolong Island. But of course, basically they get a chance to go visit other people here. Now Scooter does some stuff here. There's also a scene here where you have just Elastigirl, when she reveals the whole thing, she's goo, where she's got no bones. You see her basically where she's sunbathing and she's topless. And then you have Bumblebee in her small size just sitting on her shoulder. And there's two girls talking. Yeah, also this book decides to bring back Crazy Jane. Yes, I think it was with these very issues they brought her back. Yeah, they brought her back actually with issue 6, and she's here to issue 11, then she disappears for a bit, and then she comes back for the final issue of the book. I mean, it's nice they brought her back. I appreciate the fact they brought back this character. She's a good character. And then, of course, they also bring back Mr. Nobody. Yep, he's back too in these issues. It's like, okay, let's have Keith Giffen basically do a nod to Doom Patrol Volume 2 by bringing back Mr. Nobody for this story arc here. And he's not the only one. Oh no. He also brings back the Animal Vegetable Middleman. Yeah, he's back for these issues. Yes. And this was the first time he appeared in Doom Patrol since issue 95, released back in the 60s. His previous appearance was an issue of Teen Titans. And he's here for a handful of issues where he ends up fighting the Doom Patrol. And he basically comes back up later. There's also Amanda Beckett, who is basically Boo Fry. Yeah, she's like original of this book. I mean, if a book called Brotherhood, you think, oh, are they going to have the Brotherhood of Evil in here? Well, not really. Then we have a flashback to, well, the events of Blackest Night in issue number 8. This is the eviction notice issue. And Danny the Brick, yes, Danny the Brick returns for this book. I mean, it's like, okay, let's just bring back characters from Grant Morrison's book and just bring back this character who was last appeared in issue of Teen Titans. And he's back here as a recurring character for the book ends. Yeah, Danny the Street. Well, no, Danny the Brick. There's also Dusty and Rocky, which basically are sub-members of Doom Patrol. Rocky, I think, was a member of the Challenge the Unknown who decided to... Keith Kim probably just added him in here because, well, he probably liked Challenge the Unknown, so just added the group because of that. That's my guess. And he basically leaves the book with the very next issue. He's here for like the first year, and then he's like gone. Yep, he's gone. Yeah, Oberon's here too. Yes, Oberon. And also Ambush Bug joins the roster too, which is interesting. Yes, Ambush Bug. Yeah, he's in this book too. And then you have Ant-Man's group, the Frontmen. Yep, the Frontmen. Led by Mr. Somebody. And they're just recurring villains for these few issues here. They pop up again toward the end of the book. Yeah, they're just basically your villains for the next few issues. And then like issue 13, this whole thing with yeah, 13 is the whole thing. It's all about Rita Farr, and it's basically all about Mento. But it's a really good set of issues, and it's sad that the Volume 3 was never released. But I'm going to give this trade here roughly a 9 out of 10. Next up we have is Aquaman by Peter David, Book 3. I didn't know this book even existed. Yeah, I look at my... Oh, it does exist. Yes. Well, in case you're curious, what does it collect? It collects issues... What's that printed on here? It collects issues 2134 of Aquaman, plus annuals 2 and 3 of the book. Let's first talk about the annuals. I'm also going to be discussing for Aquaman issues 35, 36, and number 4. Basically, annuals 2 through 4 are the last annuals released. Number 2, Legend of Earth. Ed Hannigan writes this book. Actually, he's the cover artist. Peter David does write this one, but Ed Hannigan's the cover artist. It's just basically like early Atlantis time, but the whole thing with Dead Earth stuff, which I thought was interesting. 3 is the Pulp Hero stuff. This was released in 97. Peter David was still writing the book at this point in time. Yeah. And what's the thing with this one? Suspense Detective. Yep. Which I love the Pulp Heroes. And basically number 4 is an annual that's still never been collected. Well, actually it's collected once. It actually has been collected. Yes. It was collected in the Peter David, Aquaman Peter David Omnibus. That's basically, it's the only trade you can find in this is one Omnibus. Yep. Well, the whole thing, this one is basically a ghost of basically like the Aqua Baby. We have basically, it's definitely the Atlantis stuff here, but really interesting stuff here with this one. Yeah, people who are ghosts will come back in the story here. That's basically what it is. But what about the main issues themselves? Well, Aquaman goes through some strange transformation in later issues. Oh boy. Like the cover of issue number 21 basically gives it all. So, Aquaman is turning into like a sea creature in these issues where he... One point he becomes green and he develops like webbed fingers. Yes, at one point we even have Swamp Thing appear in this book. Yes, we also return Admiral Storm, who sadly gets killed off in issue 24. Yeah, but the Swamp Thing thing, that was interesting. Yes, we have Swamp Thing appear in this book. You're thinking, what the heck does that... And of course you have Power Girl here too. Because, of course, post-crisis, we decided to have her connected to Atlantis. Yeah. Yeah, we also have the character Cortex, gives the issue number 25. Yeah, he was a character of Atlantean Chronicles that they decided to just kill off in this issue. in case you're curious, though, like you mentioned, oh yeah, we have Swamp Thing appearing in these issues. Oh, then we have Final Night for issue 26. Yeah, basically Aquaman's dolphin friend from the previous volume, he gets killed off in this issue. Yeah, it's also the whole thing with like the Demon Gate. He's just a villain in this book. And yeah, then in issue number 28, we have Martian Manhunter appearing in the book with the Sea Devils. Yeah, and of course you have Black Manta. This is when he starts changing in these later issues. So, when does Swamp Thing pop in the book? We also have this villain called the Shark. Swamp Thing pops up in issue number 32. Yep. The Shark, which is this mutated guy who was from Green Lantern Volume 2. Yeah, 24. Yeah, he's a Silver Age character. And he's here in Aquaman just for one issue. We also created a person named Toxin appears as one issue. But I thought it was interesting to bring in Swamp Thing in here. Because he appears underwater, because, well, he's plant life, so of course appears underwater. And then we have, this is in 33 is when he starts having the fins. 34 was the last issue collected in the, oh, that was one collected there. I thought it was 37, my mistake. Yeah, they also apparently kill off Triton in issue 34. Yeah. 35, of course, basically, he fights off again. He teams up with Animal Man for a couple issues. Actually, like one issue. They do Aquila. Yeah, there's also this issues here where Tempest starts to go in a relationship with Dolphin. And Aquaman is basically like just ticked off the fact that, oh, he thinks that he stole his woman, despite the fact that Dolphin, even though Dolphin did like Aquaman, but because Mira being back, she probably felt as though that she was in the way of their relationship, despite the fact they were actually divorced. So, yeah, and of course he ends up fighting his partner, then Dolphin just doesn't want anything to do with him. Oh, and King Aquila. Yeah, for some reason, this is a guy who looks like Namor. And then, of course, in 37, which I didn't read, is basically a Genesis tie-in. It's a weirdish issue, but it's Genesis. But yeah, that's it to talk about here for these issues. But what do I give Aquaman by Peter David, book number 3? Excuse me. I give these issues roughly a 9 out of 10. Excuse me. And because, in fact, now we officially got 37, we now have roughly 9 more issues to go for Peter David's one for Aquaman. Yep, 46, I believe, is the last issue. Yeah, 46 is the last official issue of the series. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so not much left to go when it comes to, well, Aquaman, per se. Like curious, with 37, like, how many more issues left to review for this book? If you're really curious. There's overall 75 issues, because like I got the 37. I basically have, like, 29 issues left. Actually, like 28. So, not much longer per se. So, next time I'll get back to Aquaman, I will finish up this run and then move on to the very brief Den of Andy Lanning run, and then it's on to Eric Larson's run. That'll be pretty much it for the book. Yep. So yeah, that's particularly a particular review. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do hit the dislike button. I'm gonna head out very briefly and come right back, and I'm gonna do about 2 more comic corners, and then like 1 or 1, and that'll be it for the moment. Okay. Next view. Bye.